It elevates my mood. It is supplying natural sunlight, and it is an excellent energy enhancer. Hi, everybody. Can you hear the sleigh bells ringing? It's time to shop for Christmas. So, I'm Diane Gilman, formerly known as the Queen of Jeans, but now the proud host of Too Young to Be Old, my podcast named after my second book, and Fashion Thursdays with Diane. Well, you would think that a fashionista like me that's been in the industry for, oh my God, almost 60 years is going to start listing off incredible shoes and jewelry and as gifts that I would love for Christmas. But this year is different. And I want to talk just a little bit about those of us who are over 50 and we're living alone, as do 51% of all Americans. So don't feel you're alone or isolated in that sense. Who's going to give us a gift? I mean, I'm in the mode for self gifting. I'm all in on it. And you know what? Part of what inspired me to do this podcast on self gifting was that I find it an expression of self care and self love. And I sat down and just spent every minute I could shopping online, which is actually pretty natural for me. But the results and what truly excited me were really surprising. They were so atypical of who I have been for most of my life. So, for most of my life, when I go out, especially in the wintertime, I want to look very opulent, big fur collars and just incredible puffer coats and cashmere. And this year, oh no, this year, my self gifting became so much about experiential gifts, home nesting gifts, streamlining my life kind of gifts, and things that I think I'm going to appreciate and use every day or close to it. So, what does fashionista want for Christmas? Well, honestly, not too much fashion, but possibly things that support fashion. So, one of my number one choices was the weight loss Lipo wrap. Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, for every single thing I mentioned, if we can group it into an Amazon store, we will. It's just not about making the money. It's really about just simple shopping that's consolidated and gets you great deliveries. Um, but that Lipo wrap, oh yeah, this is technology at work, but this is technology that I have tried and can really attest to. Red light therapy. So have a good picture of it, and you'll see that it's almost like a cummerbund belt, and you strap it on. The good thing about this one, as terms of red light, is if you also feel that you carry a lot of weight or cellulite on your thighs, it can fit around them. Where, I mean, the device I was using was really small and really only geared, honestly, for wrapping around a knee or an elbow. But I'll tell you what, my experiences with red light therapy have been extraordinary. And people, and I don't resent it, but I have to answer them truthfully, always say, Diane, you're looking so good. What have you done? And I know what's going on in their brain, like, oh, She's had a facelift. New people, I've not had a facelift for 29 years. I don't like being cut open. I don't like pain, and I don't like recovery time. Well, this red light therapy, I use a wand from a company called Lima that also produces great vitamins for women over 50. And all of this upward tightness through the chin, a youthful neck, no wrinkles on the forehead are all from red light therapy. That puts collagen underneath the skin, that gives you that plumpness. But in terms of the weight loss, it actually puts in so much blood circulation in the area you are focusing on that the fat melts away and does not get redigested into the body. Now, obviously, you're going to want to read up on red light, but I can only tell you I have carried around a semi tractor trailer, spare tire around my middle, all of my later adult life from menopause on. I have never been able to get rid of it. When I was doing 500 crunches a day, no, didn't do anything. So I've had incredible success with red light therapy for blood circulation, for skin, for firmness, for collagen build. And I can't but believe that this Lipo wrap is going to be any different. But the great thing is you can do it at home. You can do it in privacy. You can do it while you're relaxing on the sofa, playing with the cats and watching TV. And I am definitely putting this device into my life. I am so excited about it. I can't wait to get mine. I'm not going to list prices here because there are definitely different alternatives, and that will be your choice. But if from menopause onwards, you found that so much of the fat on your body migrated to your midriff, I think this is a miracle solution. I think this is such an excellent solution. And let me say, very safe and no pain or discomfort whatsoever. And actually, absolutely no downtime. So I'm going to say that the Lipo wrap is definitely solution driven gifting. And it's admitting you've got parts of yourself that are not functioning as well as they should. And that this is all really a self care, self love gift. Yeah. So let's all report back to one another at the beginning of the year on how much we love the Lipo wrap. And I will be the first one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take measurements around my middle. I'm not even sure I know where to measure my waist because I don't have one. But I'm going to really get on it to see how good it can be. And remember, besides your middle, your thighs are fair territory too. Okay, so the second gift to myself is about streamlining my life and functionality. And it's called the 3-in-1. And it sort of is like this stand, this Z stand, but you can charge your phone, your watch, and your earpods all at the same time. Now, just for the sake of being a complete techno idiot and wanting one brand of devices, no matter what year I'm buying into them, I go for Apple. So for me, I can now charge my iPhone, my new iPhone, which I love dearly, my new Apple Watch, and my new earbuds all at once. They don't have to have any cords on them, and only the charger is plugged in. I swear people come into my house and say, "Oh my God, your drawer looks like a snake farm. How many cords can you have?" So this is really about, honestly, just giving a nod to tech, to just saying, I want to simplify my life and how I charge things. I think it's going to be great. And, if you live in an apartment like I do, you will never have enough storage space and things will get cluttered almost immediately. So it's really way beyond symbolic, but it's about decluttering my life and getting to then spend the time and the energy on moving forward and learning and experiencing and teaching. So yeah, the 3-in-1 charger, I can't wait. And that is, I believe, below $30. So that is so great. Okay, next thing. I never knew I was going to wind up doing this many podcasts. I do so many podcasts a week. I do other people's podcasts. We do a content day that's all about photo and video. And so I've got makeup. I have makeup everywhere in my downstairs main bathroom. And that bathroom is fairly big. It's at least long, a little bit narrow, but I can't ever find anything. And everything is sort of like in scrunched up plastic bags, and it's so disorganized. So I'm going to cave in and I'm going to get a Beautifact beauty box. Looks like a Chanel handbag. The one I'm going to get is matte black. So, and it's quilted on the outside, just like Chanel. And you unzip it and then you unfold it. You've got brushes, you've got all kinds of application devices. So for Beauty Over 50, women ask me all the time about my hair, my makeup, and my skin quality. I have to tell you the truth, and I never thought I would say this a year ago, ever. I was totally resistant. I now get my beauty products, my skincare products, and my hair products all off of Amazon. I used to think of Amazon as like, oh yeah, okay, I'll buy my cat food off of Amazon, but I'm not going to buy my skincare products. But they've got everything I want. And they've got everything I'm craving to use. So, Charlotte Tilbury makeup, which is top of the line, Amazon. La Mer skincare, Amazon. Wow hair products, hairspray that honestly defies gravity, Amazon. So I created my own Amazon storefront. I'm showing you everything I'm buying, including I'm just going to start showing my new self-tanner, which I got off of Amazon. And the link is in the caption below. This is revolutionary because you know what? Maybe you're like me, you lead a super busy lifestyle, and suddenly you come up to use makeup one day and it's like, yikes, oh my gosh, the bottle's empty. Yeah, no problem. When you go to Amazon and you literally can get delivery the next day on most of it, it's a great way to shop. It's so easy to see these products, and I'm behind every single one of them. They are fabulous, and they are all on my Amazon storefront. And I never thought I would have an Amazon storefront for beauty and hair, but I do. And I think you're going to find items that you become as addicted to as I am, like wow hairspray. I can't live without it now. I think I would go bonkers. If you are a beauty and glam girl like me, or if you're just somebody who loves taking really good care of your skin and your hair. Amazon has it all. Visit my storefront. I'm so proud of it, ladies. And then let me know. Let me know what you loved, how it worked for you. I can't wait for the good reviews to roll in. The link, again, is in the caption below. And plenty of room. So if I have to leave it out, because, for instance, almost every day this week, I've done podcasts, I've got to put some form of photo makeup on. You can leave it out and it looks beautiful. And it always also comes in, I think, a very pale blush, a white. So pick a color that really is going to work for your home. But if you're like me and you're just saying to yourself, I hate this every single morning. Maybe you're still going to work in the office and you can't find your eyebrow pencil, but it's hiding behind there and that's over there and that slipped off on the ground. And no, none of that confusion anymore. And I think that that also is a deep mind disclutter. Like you clutter your mind with, oh my God, where is that? And I'm going to lose that again. No, no, no. None of that here. So I have never in my life bought a makeup holder, a place where I can go and know I'm going to find what I need within 20 seconds. Well, I'm going to try it and hope that it looks good too. Okay, something else I really wanted to get into. And again, we're talking about light, but this time it's white light. It's called the mood dozy. And it's all about the fact that it has been scientifically proven that we get depressed in the wintertime, much shorter days, much darker days, many days when you cannot go outdoors. And how are you going to deal with that? Because most people clinically get depressed in the wintertime. Number one, I can't afford the time to get depressed. But I do find nostalgic, kind of sad moments. Well, the Medozi actually is a supercharger for your personal energy because it supplies natural sunlight. So if you're like me and you read a lot, I write a lot because I write a lot about each of my podcasts, and I'm beginning to write my fourth book. And I just set up the Mudozi, and I feel so much better. It elevates my mood. It is supplying natural sunlight, and it is an excellent energy enhancer. And, it's not big, but it's bold and it is definitely useful. And I feel like this period in my life, my most valuable currency is my energy and how I use my time. And I don't think we use our time well if we're kind of feeling down and oh, winter's so cold and winter's so lonely and once you use a Medozi, you'll see that you are completely perked up, and it doesn't take more than about 20 minutes a day. Although if you are in a writing mode, maybe you're writing out your Christmas cards, maybe you're getting all your gifting together online, just set this guy up. It's number one, it's gonna supply excellent light, but it's gonna supply light with a soothing and healing purpose to it. Elevate your mood, elevate your life. So that I think is a really good one. And that to me is really about improvement, life improvement and self-care. Okay. Okay. I don't know why. I honestly don't. That I would be this excited about making pizza. But there's something about pizza that is like so happy. Oh, I'm going to make pizza. But there's another purpose for pizza, and that is I want to get to a much more vegetarian life. And that's just for my health, that's for my digestion, that's for my moving forward in a really committed way when it comes to my diet. And you wouldn't think about this when you say the word pizza, but if you make pizza at home yourself, I have had some of the most delicious pizza in my life that had no cheese on it at all and had salad greens on top and yum, 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 yum. So the everything pizza maker, there's two models. One of them is sort of square and kind of looks like a toaster oven. And the other one is round and comes in really good fashion colors. And we'll list both of them for you. But I'm going to get the white with black trim. Good for my, definitely good for my stovetop. And it goes up to 800 degrees. That's what I love about it. Is you are really going to get authentic pizza, and you can also buy the dough starter from them, so you can have a fresh dough and cook that first, and then put on your toppings and go back in for like 5 or 10 minutes. But here's the two things I love about it. Number one, taking an absolute household favorite. So if someone says, "Hey, I want to have a meeting with you. I'm a couple of blocks away." I say, "Come over for lunch." And I let my guests make their own pizza. And I put out all the toppings, lots of different kinds of vegetables, tri-colored peppers, onion, everything. And guess what? You can't go wrong. It's an adventure. Is the pizza going to be good or not? Did I make it right? Well, you can hardly not make it right in the everything pizza maker. And I think it can also go way beyond pizza. But pizza is where I'm going to start, and I am absolutely going to make my own dough. I love it. It's a project. It's winter. It's it's only light like 6 hours a day right now. So you want things that engage your creative side and cheer you up and say, oh, winter can be so much fun because I'm at home and I'm cozy and I'm making one of my favorite comfort foods. But for me, I recently, in August, turned 79, and I went on a very mild detox program that completely changed my life and my attitude about food. And I saw how much better I felt as doing vegetarian meals, let's say 3 days a week, and I'm creeping up to 4 days a week. Well, it's not easy, and not all of them are that interesting or really catch your taste buds. But pizza? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And to have something where you can actually want and be able to deliver to yourself health, um, and at the same time restaurant quality flavor. I mean, for a bad cook like me, and I believe me, I have tried a million times and gone to cooking classes. I'm just not that great as a cook. This, as a creative person, allows me to be creative in the kitchen, to be healthy. I'm going to work on the no cheese pizza, but if I'm going to do cheese, I'm definitely doing vegan cheese for sure. Um, how much fun is that? Yeah. So that was really, honestly, when I was going through everything, one of my number one gifts from me to me was a pizza maker because it's exciting. And I love the fact that you seal it, you put it on just on top of your kitchen counter. It goes up to 800 degrees, and in 4 minutes, you have a perfect pizza or at least a perfect crust. So, yeah, I am definitely doing that. One of my number one gifts. Okay. One of my next gifts to myself. is I have to buy a whole cooking set. Oh my gosh. I have one thing from one set, one thing from another. All my knives are so dull. So, what I found, and come on, I'm a fashion girl. So, my cookware kind of has to be fashionable and it really has to have purpose linked to beauty. Gotham Steel came out with a hand hammered copper set. I am going to get the champagne cream white version of that from Gotham Steel. It's got 15 pieces, including a little muffin maker, a baking tray, everything. But it is gorgeous. It is non-stick. It is not chemically put together. So it's healthy. And for real, it's beautiful kitchenware. And based on just what's in my house, and I live in a city, Manhattan, in an apartment, I'm getting to it. The kitchen was already placed there when I moved in, even though it did a gut rehab, but uh, it's a small kitchen and there's never enough storage space. That's what I always say about a city apartment. So for me, I can stack all of this. And if I have to leave it out, it really looks good. And I have a lot of accents of gold and silver metallics in my apartment. And my kitchen is in the middle of my living room. I mean, the kitchen was built in at a time in decorating where nobody wanted any obstruction between kitchen and living entertaining space. Personally, I would prefer it. But if I have to have my kitchen in the middle of my living room, then please give me beautiful, beautiful, high end looking cookware. And honestly, Gotham Steel is not that expensive, but the look is just outstanding. I haven't bought it yet. I'm definitely buying it because I also think my cookware is so beat up. It is not giving me the best flavors. And I absolutely want nonstick, but I do not want to sacrifice ingesting chemicals for it. So, in conjunction with treating my body better, self care, self love, by cooking better, by eating better, I want the Kitcoin extra large cutting board. Oh, yeah. This is so city apartment or small home friendly because it is a wooden cutting board that fits across a 4 to 6 burner stove. So, the one thing I always say when I have people over for brunch is there's no workspace and there's even less serving space. This fits right over the stove. So if you've got a ton of chopping to do, you can have your pot. I love to do one pot cooking right beside you and literally be chopping and pushing it in. It gives me an amazing amount, about 1/3 more workspace. And that means I don't have any excuses not to be eating fresh vegetables, lots of fiber, fruits, because now I have room to chop them up and prepare them. And if I'm having someone over, I want to lay out chips. I want to lay out a dip. I want to get the whole pre-meal out there or going into prepared sandwiches. Now you've got all that extra level workspace to do it. I have been so impractical and such a spoiled little fashion girl all my life. I cannot believe I am recommending these practical products, but I'm also a nester and I'm also somebody who is determined to walk into my later years in the optimum health condition. And that takes participation. That does take self care and self love. So that's exactly where this product goes. And you won't spend a fortune to honestly really up your food prep and your hostess abilities. Well, now we're going to go for a few items that are about home, but also away from home because I fell in love. Yes, it's true. I fell in love with the Louis Vuitton shiny silver Speedy Soft. It kind of is a travel bag, but I'm going to see if there's a smaller version of it. I'm very into metallics this year as any kind of handbag or shoe or trim. So this is silver, which I do not own. It is absolutely mirror silver with the LV logo punched into it. It is spectacular. I saw it in an advertisement for Louis Vuitton's temporary pop-up store on 57th Street. Still haven't been able to get a reservation at the Louis Vuitton Cafe, but I am going to get there before Christmas and buy me a mirrored silver LV bag with the logo seared into it. And I'll bet you I use it a lot. And I'll bet you it looks great with any kind of salt, pepper hair, gray hair, or white hair, or blonde hair, or redheaded hair, or brunette, because it is fantastic. And I do have to say, I don't have it in my closet. And that's a big deal because I have everything. We pulled out all my puffer coats yesterday. I was ashamed at what I owned and didn't even remember I owned. But silver handbag, definitely don't have and could really use. Okay, now we're going to get very practical again after Fashionista. I wonder if you guys heard about the hit in broad daylight yesterday. A guy's walking around Manhattan on 6th Avenue, one of the busiest streets in the city, uptown, with a shotgun. Oh my God. And just murders, execution style. A guy walking down the street. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm white haired. I walk with a little bit of a limp right now. And you might as well put a like giant sign on me that says, yes, I am a victim. So I am buying without a doubt the hoodie. What, Diane? What is the hoodie? Okay. The hoodie is self-defense for silverellas. It looks like two like luggage tags. It looks like you can have keys at the end of it. It looks very unscary, but here's what the hoodie has. Press first button if you see a problem or you think you're being stalked or followed or you're in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable in some part of town or wherever you are, or even if you are someone who loves to hike the wilderness. Okay, press one button and you get a siren that is really loud, and it's help, help, help. And then you press the other button and you get a giant strobe light. And this is all on tiny little pieces of dangling plastic. So they don't look like anything. And I'm certainly not going to be carrying around, some form of bear spray to spray in an attacker's eyes, that's for sure. But you know what? I've been thinking about this for a long time and wondering if a device would come along that would, in a way, guarantee my safety and make it very, very easy to carry. Because I don't think this stuff, each of these plastic devices, even weighs 3 ounces. So easy to carry, can be in your purse if you're going for a walk in the park or whatever. You can hold it in your hand. And yeah, New York lately has been just had some really uncomfortable, violent events. And I think carrying this, honestly, is just a form of self love and really just makes sense. Aha! The next thing, and boy, do I need this. I live on Central Park. The wind coming across the park is breathtaking. We have 50-mile-an-hour gusts today at 29 degrees. Oh my God, it's so cold. And my house, the thing I love about it is the thing that is so difficult about it. It's almost all glass, just floor to ceiling glass everywhere, especially my bedroom, which was built like a Victorian greenhouse. So it's almost 100% glass, 3 out of 4 walls, the interior wall. No. Well, not a problem for me. I'm going to buy Top Heat, which is a very little compact device, probably not even the size of the palm of my hand, that you plug in anywhere, 2 prongs, easy. It's ceramic. It is developed from NASA heat research, and it will heat up any room in 5 minutes. Right now, I have a great big clunky portable heater. I schlep it into the bedroom every night. My bedroom's not that big. I plug it in, and I have to be like seriously 4 inches away from it, or I'm freezing. Absolutely freezing. Bedroom, beautiful. Yeah. Showstopper, design for sure. But I'm sorry, I cannot sacrifice look for cold. So the Top Heat is going to be a device that I think is going to really be a game changer. It is so small. It is so intense. And yeah, and I can also actually be in bed and turn it off with the remote control. How good can that be? Seriously. So I hope you like my choices. And I feel like maybe these are kind of grown up girl choices, not so much fashion choices. But if fashion would get a little more inventive and innovative, they could be on my list for next year. But for right now, it's everything about feeding myself better, caring for myself better, doing things that give me an elevated mood, an elevated sense of health, an elevated sense of energy and optimism. And I say self gifting is pure self love and self care. And I wish you the happiest and the healthiest of holidays.
Thank you so much for listening to Too Young to Be Old podcast. The episode may be over, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Diane Gilman, or visit our website, thedianegilman.com. If you like the show, leave us a rating or a review and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And until then, don't forget, age is just a number. Together, we'll prove that we are all too young to be old.